Jungkook's new bulking transformation shocks fans worldwide. Hello ARMY, welcome back to my channel Pop Update. Once upon a time in Busan, a quiet boy with big eyes and quiet dreams stood at the edge of a school gymnasium, watching older kids perform on stage. The lights dazzled him, but not as much as the idea of what it meant to become someone who could make hearts beat faster, someone who could inspire. That boy was Jungkook. And that moment, as innocent as it was, planted a seed. A seed that would grow not just into a global phenomenon, but into something far deeper, a symbol of evolution, discipline, and self-discovery. More than a maknae, the weight of expectations. When Jungkook debuted with BTS in 2013, he was only 15 years old. The youngest. The maknae. Surrounded by older, more experienced members, Jungkook was often seen as the baby of the group, adorable, talented, but always just a bit behind the others in maturity. But few knew how heavy the title Golden Maknae would become over time. Behind the smiles, Jungkook bore the burden of perfection. Fans expected him to sing flawlessly, dance with strength, improve continuously, look beautiful, behave kindly, never make mistakes, all while navigating the turbulence of adolescence in the harsh spotlight. This expectation wasn't a crown. It was a chain. When the world watches, but no one sees. Fame can be both a blessing and a cage. Jungkook once said, "Sometimes, I feel like I've lost the line between who I am and who I need to be for everyone else." Those words weren't just poetic, they were a cry. A cry from a soul drowning in applause. As BTS's popularity exploded worldwide, Jungkook had no choice but to adapt. Interviews, performances, awards, world tours, his life became a sequence of flights, rehearsals, sleepless nights, and silent pressures. The public saw the glamour. But behind it were dark hotel rooms, longing for freedom, and questions like, who am I when the music stops? He started turning inward. Searching. And he found a new path, one not paved with awards or stage lights, but with sweat, steel, and silence. Gym as sanctuary, reclaiming power through the body. It began slowly. A few dumbbells. A punching bag. A morning jog. But soon, fitness became a sacred ritual for Jungkook. Not for vanity. Not for show. But to gain control in a world that often robbed him of it. In the gym, there were no fans, no critics, no labels. Just effort and results. Through years of silent dedication, Jungkook turned his body into a temple, not to worship beauty, but to house resilience. He built strength not just in his arms and chest, but in his spirit. Every rep became a reminder that he could evolve. That pain could be transformed into progress. It wasn't about muscles. It was about reclaiming identity. The military, not a pause, but a resurrection. Many fans feared his military enlistment would dim his light. But what happened instead was breathtaking. Stripped of fame, schedules, and stylists, Jungkook faced himself, raw and unfiltered. He didn't resist the tough drills. He welcomed them. In the army, he was no longer BTS's Jungkook. He was just a soldier. Equal. Anonymous. And in that equality, he thrived. Rising early, training harder than expected, pushing beyond his limits, he emerged, not weakened by the uniform, but reborn through it. He used every moment in the military not as an interruption to his career, but as a transformation of his soul. A glimpse of glory, when one photo changed everything. The day the internet saw him again, it wasn't a comeback teaser, or a stage performance. It was a simple candid shot. Jungkook, in casual wear, exiting a public place during leave. But his presence? Unmissable. His frame had grown significantly. Shoulders broad like a warrior. Veins defined across his forearms. His neck and jawline sharper than ever. Even his gaze had changed, firm, calm, and unwavering. Social media exploded. Fans gasped, screamed, cried. Not because he looked good, though he did, but because they saw the journey. They felt the discipline behind every inch of that transformation. It was a physical manifestation of his emotional growth. What muscles can't show, the mind behind the power. But Jungkook's transformation isn't skin deep. His physical evolution is rooted in mental strength. In his military silence, he reconnected with himself. Learned patience. Embraced simplicity. Understood balance. He read, meditated, wrote. He reflected on his past, his career, his identity. And now, his presence carries something new. A quiet confidence. A deeper stillness. A man who no longer chases validation, but walks firmly in his truth. He doesn't work out for aesthetics. He works out to survive. To be stable. To be whole. Fans in awe are not just for looks, but for the journey. Armies all over the world weren't just talking about abs or biceps. They were talking about growth. About perseverance. About resilience. They wrote on forums and social media. Asterisk, he inspires me to treat my body better. Asterisk, Jungkook helped me survive depression. Watching him fight made me want to fight too. Asterisk, his transformation isn't about muscles. It's about healing. Fitness trainers began studying his regimen. Psychologists discussed his mindset shift. Fashion experts praised his confident posture. Jungkook's change wasn't just a personal triumph, it was a cultural ripple. A message of self-mastery. The path ahead, rumors, hopes, and speculations. Now, as fans await his return post-military, questions fill the air. Will he pursue acting, now that he looks like a cinematic action hero? Will his solo comeback adopt a stronger, grittier theme? Will he release a fitness documentary? A book? Or will he surprise us all with something no one expected? Jungkook has always been unpredictable, a quiet storm that moves in silence, only to shake the world with a single step. But now, a deeper transformation is unfolding. One not driven by fame, but by freedom. Not shaped by others' expectations, but forged in the fire of his own will. He's not just returning, he's emerging. As a man reborn. Someone who has stripped away the need to impress, and now lives to express. A man who has realized that true power lies not in perfection, but in presence, in choosing authenticity over applause. Not just a body, but a message. Jungkook's bulking transformation is not a fleeting trend. It is not for validation. It's a living testimony, carved in discipline, lifted by purpose, and powered by something deeper than aesthetics. It is a statement that screams. When the world demands your perfection, you still have the right to choose * your own * definition of growth. That even under the crushing weight of fame, pressure, and millions of eyes, you can rise. Not as who they expect, but as who you truly are. From the boy who once stood in the shadow of legends, to the man who now stands as one. From a teenage idol, dancing through the chaos of fame. To a mature soul, grounded in strength, humility, and depth. Jungkook is no longer just Korea's golden maknae. He is a global symbol of what it means to endure, evolve, and emerge, stronger in both body * and * spirit. This is not just a story about muscle. Not just a story about a famous face. This is not about likes, views, or even applause. This is the story of a boy who dared to grow. Who dared to be different. Who chose silence over spectacle, and discipline over distraction. And in that quiet journey, he became a man the world will never forget. So if you see yourself in this path, if you, too, are trying to grow through the noise, know this. Your transformation starts the moment you believe in yourself. Just like he did. Subscribe to honor that journey. Turn on the bell to follow the next chapter. And remember, your greatest strength has always been inside you. You just have to choose to become it.